Story 1. One for the ages. The best quitting a role I have ever seen.
I recently chatted with a former colleague we'll call Jen. We worked at a large insurer. She reminded me of her epic quitting and takedown of the CMO. The workplace was absolute hell, 2-3 PPL crying at their desks, being singled out for minor mistakes and called every name in the book by execs in meetings, etc. Jen had sent an urgent email blast promoting a new benefit, however she sent it to the wrong email list, NBD in the grand scheme. The CMO emailed our 150-plus marketing department saying something like Jen screwed up big time, hopefully no one else is this dumb to do it again. That night Jen swiped into the building, cleaned out her desk, left her badge and laptop, but not before replying all to CMO's email with "frick you. Everyone minus / insert CMO and director names /. It was a pleasure. I feel bad for you all and attached a PNG of an email sent to her by CMO prior to sending the wrong email where the CMO and director approved it and the audience. To this day it makes me laugh and I respect the hell out of her, lol.
Comment 1. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Comment 2. No one should ever be sitting at their desk crying because of the way the boss treats / talks to them. Sounds more like the dinner table growing up SMH. Comment 3. Perfect parting gift.
Comment 4. I'm a mature age apprentice chef in Australia. I hurt my back quite badly at work in the kitchen. I sprained my spine. I was off work for 2 months on compo benefits, which were quite poor tbh. $300/WK, when my rent was $250/WK made it quite hard. Anyway, my head chef quit while I was off work and a new head chef was hired. Once I returned to work on light duties, I was treated like absolute shit by all senior staff and most of my colleagues. Very unprofessional. It came to a T1 shift only an hour in on a Wednesday. I was copying some fresh shit from the head chef for something I hadn't even done wrong. She eventually threw a pan in my direction out of anger. I lost my shit and threw it straight back at her, told her it wasn't the fucking 80s anymore. I then walked around the kitchen and told each chef to their face "fuck you" and grabbed my knives and left. Felt bloody great walking out those doors and never looking back.
Comment 5. Great revenge. Wonder if the CMO took a leave of absence after that email blast. Lost a face, then again may only matter to those with some dignity and credibility. Thanks for the post. Comment 6. That is great. I once quit a job and in the exit interview I burned my former boss. I didn't care. I was moving to a different continent and wouldn't need a reference. He ended up being called into a meeting with senior HR people and he went absolutely bonkers when told what I had said. This was all widely known but no one had the guts to say it. Nothing I said was inaccurate in any way. My resignation letter was pretty epic as well. Good times.
Story 2. This guy drives very loudly by my house every day. I found out where he lives and do the same.
For context, I live sort of on a curve. Every single day this guy drives by my house around 6 p.m. in his big jacked up truck and will punch the gas and be very loud as he goes around the turn. He's got one of those stupid modified exhausts. He must know I don't like it because hell be even more rambunctious if I'm outside. One day I was driving and recognized the truck, which apparently just so happens to be in his driveway about 2 miles down the road. So every time I drive by his house, I make sure to punch the gas and drive like an asshole. Sometimes I'll even lay on the horn a few times, even though it's late at night. Haha.
Comment 1. Now you know his address, you can sign up for Tinapeen stuff. Comment 2. People who put loud exhausts on their vehicles tend to enjoy hearing that sound. You could be laying on the gas thinking, oh boy, I'll show him how inconsiderate he's being, while he's looking at your car thinking, hell yeah brother, do a burnout next time.
Comment 3. Imagine if one of his neighbors sees you do this a few times and happens to find out where you live and starts doing it to you. Then your neighbor returns the favor, then it keeps going until the whole town is doing this.
Comment 4. My guess is that truck guy has never given you a moment's thought at all, and you're personalizing something that's not personal at all. Comment 5. Horns can bother neighbors. Perhaps a quiet high-powered spotlight into his windows might be an amusing variation.
Comment 6. I call that kind of car a compensator. I also refer to the driver as an innie, and I'm not referring to his belly button.
Story 3. Be unfriendly to me. Sit in a puddle of pee.
I was backpacking in Laos when a fellow traveler from my country got on. Despite my friendly attempts, he was quite rude, commenting that seeing people like me diminished his adventure, and even mocked the shirt I had bought the previous day at a roadside stand. Later during the ride, we picked up a local man from a village where a large group was singing to him. He was intoxicated and ended up sitting next to the rude guy. Eventually, both of them fell asleep, and I noticed that the local man had urinated on himself, soaking both their seats. Instead of waking the rude traveler, I watched silently. When they both woke up, the unfriendly guy was soaked in urine, just like the local. I could have woken him to spare him from waking up in a puddle of urine, but I chose not to.
Comment 1. You should have woken him up 2 seconds before the stop and told him, "That's quite the mess you're in." Comment 2. Good decision. I think some random unexpected urine should help him feel more adventurous. Comment 3. I bet he was pissed. Comment 4. Could have warned him by saying, "You're in trouble?" GIF. Emote free troll face.
Comment 5. Well, he got to experience some local urine. Probably not something most people get to do. So you actually did him a favor.
Comment 6. His experience is a wee bit more authentic than OP's.